It's evident that the performance of the Russian Air Force has not been as dominant as expected, and now the situation could get more difficult. Russian aircraft and helicopters will have to watch out for a new weapon. Ukraine has received a shipment from Germany, including the delivery of 1,500 units of the Soviet handheld surface-to-air missile system 9K-32 Strela-2, as well as 100 MG-3 machine guns. Another 1,200 units of Soviet 9K-32 Strela-2 MANPADS will be delivered in the coming weeks. Soviet-era Strela-2 is the latest addition to the list of mobile air defense weapons being made available to Ukraine, which includes Stinger and StarStreak. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes how Germany's delivery of Soviet 9K-32 Strela-2 would sting Russia. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by NordVPN. NordVPN is a premium VPN service available for macOS, iOS, Windows, and Android, with more than 5,400 servers in 60 countries. Your privacy is vulnerable to factors like data logging by internet service providers, and NordVPN is known for its zero-log policy. Your local content can be blocked based on your geolocation while traveling. For example, your favorite TV series can be limited to your local region when you're abroad. A VPN or virtual private network can help you to protect your privacy through an encrypted connection to its servers. With a broad range of servers in various countries, you can access websites that are not available in other countries. Also, it stops invasive trackers on browsers and scans URLs to warn users about malicious websites. Use the link in the description to get 71% off the 2-year plan, plus a gift from NordVPN. At the checkout, use the code DEFENSE to get an extra month for free. Strela-2 development has its roots in the Cold War. The end of World War II led to a major shift in Soviet defense policy. The advent of long-range, high-altitude, nuclear-armed American bombers capable of penetrating Soviet airspace at heights and speeds unreachable and unmatchable by anti-aircraft guns and most interceptors appeared to render every conventional weapon obsolete at a stroke. Numerous long-range, high-altitude SAM systems, such as the S-25 Berkut and S-75 Dvina, were rapidly developed and fielded to counter this large vulnerability. Due to the apparent obsolescence of conventional arms, however, relatively little development took place to field mobile battlefield air defenses. This direction was soon changed with the beginning of the Korean War. An entirely conventional conflict, it proved that nuclear weapons were not the be-all and end-all of warfare. In the face of a powerful and modern American Air Force carrying non-nuclear payloads, the Soviet Union invested heavily in a multi-tier air defense system consisting of several new mobile SAMs. Strela-2 was designed as a battalion-level, man-portable air defense weapon. It's been exported to Warsaw Pact countries, Soviet allies, and countries where Soviet influence has spread. Strela-2 is no longer used by the Russian army, however, it's still used by a number of countries. The Strela-2, or Arrow-2, was the first generation of Soviet shoulder-launched air defense missiles. It's a clone of the U.S. FIM-43 Red-Eye. The shoulder-launched Strela-2 has nothing in common with the previous vehicle-mounted Strela-1. Strela-2 was officially adopted in 1968. Its Western reporting name is SA-7 or Grail. Full-rate production commenced in 1970. The weapon is almost a legend and can wreak havoc even after 5 decades. The Man-Portable Air Defense System, MANPADS, was designed to engage aircraft and helicopters. However, this old system cannot engage drones. The maximum range of fire is 3.6 kilometers or 2.2 miles. The maximum altitude is 2 kilometers or 1.25 miles. The performance of the Strela-2 is broadly similar to that of the FIM-43 Red-Eye. The 9M32 missile has an infrared seeker. It was designed to see infrared energy and guide itself on very hot surfaces, such as aircraft's heat signature, and particularly inside of a jet engine. The missile explodes on contact. If it misses, the missile self-destructs. When launched at an aircraft, the Strela-2 is most effective in tail chase engagements. Hit probability with a single missile against an unprotected target is only around 10 to 20%. This number is reduced if the target uses countermeasures, such as chaffs and flares. The Strela-2 is not protected against these countermeasures. Also, in some cases, the missile proved to be vulnerable to background interference, sun, clouds, and horizon. So, by modern standards, its performance is poor. However, at the time of its introduction in the late 1960s, such a hit ratio was acceptable. The operation of the Strela-2 is similar to other MANPAD systems, such as the Red-Eye or Stinger. The missile is inserted into the launcher prior to launch. The launcher can be reloaded up to 5 times. After that, it's disposed of. The minimum launch time from carrying position to launch is 13 seconds. Once the launcher's on the shoulder, covers are removed and sights are extended, time to launch is reduced to 6 to 10 seconds. It takes around 25 seconds to reload the launcher. MANPADS are relatively simple weapons, but can punch above their weights. In late 1985, several groups, such as Free the Eagle, began arguing the CIA was not doing enough to support the Mujahideen in the Soviet-Afghan War. Michael Pillsbury, Vincent Canestraro, and others put enormous bureaucratic pressure on the CIA to provide the Stinger to the rebels. Eventually, the weapon was provided. According to the 1993 U.S. Air Defense Artillery Yearbook, the Mujahideen gunners used the supplied Stingers to score approximately 269 total aircraft kills in about 340 engagements, a 79% kill probability. While the extent of the impact of the Stinger on the outcome of the war is contested, there's no doubt it created massive pressure on the Soviet leadership because of increased losses in both men and material after its introduction. Like the Mujahideen, the Ukrainian forces are getting easy-to-use weapons that can inflict disproportionate damage. Even if Ukraine uses up 5 to 6 Strela-2 for a single successful hit, it's still a win for them. In certain cases, the Strela-2 could be used in conjunction with Stingers and StarStreak to complicate matters for the Russian forces.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.